Right, now, someone who can certainly vouch for the incredible work our healthcare professionals is our next guest. Please welcome Strictly legend Amy Dowden.
Thank you.
Welcome to the show,
Amy. Oh, we have been worried sick about you. We have. But good news last week about your cancer treatment.
Yes, no evidence of disease. So I can't get the all clear for 5 years because of the, I've got a hormone-fed cancer.
Yeah.
But no, words I've dreamed of, yes.
Oh, Amy, I'm so pleased for you. My goodness, you've been through it over the last, well, I don't know, 6 months or whatever, haven't you? It's good to see you, and you look fantastic.
She does. She looks amazing.
Thank you so much.
And on top of that, Amy, you're back making dance floor dreams come true, aren't you, in the new series of Dare to Dance? So let's have a look.
I'll be teaming up with people whose dream it is to dance.
Dancing, that's when I feel most liberated.
Each of them have someone they want to surprise.
My firefighters, I'm expecting some ribbon when they see me wear this on the night.
And dance for.
With having cancer, the wedding dance is about leaving memories if the worst does happen.
It won't always be easy.
And I'll be with them every step of the way as they dare to dance.
Oh, Amy, this looks like such a heartwarming programme. The stories are very emotional.
Yes.
But in the first episode, we meet Rich, who's a fireman. Now then, why did he want to take part in the series?
Rich wanted to prove that anybody can dance, and do you know what? He's a firefighter. You know, he's got strapping muscles. He's at the gym. So for him to take this challenge on, look at him.
There he is.
Brilliant.
She was happy.
Yeah. Oh, that's my dance teacher, Carol. She mentored me since a little bit. She's like my second mum, and she did say, whatever you do, don't let this footage go on. But it's on the trailers, on everything.
Brilliant.
But I think secretly she absolutely loved it. Do you know what I mean? She said, "Oh, never fitted somebody to be like you before."
It was a good day for Carol.
Yes, it was.
Now, everyone, they are really going on their own kind of Strictly journey in the show, aren't they?
Oh, they really are. And they're all doing it for different reasons. But they accept the challenge. And they're all amazing human beings who they deserve time for themselves. All of them put everybody else first before them. They don't even put themselves fourth or fifth in line. Do you know what I mean? They put themselves bottom of the list, and it's their moment. And do you know what? They took on the challenge, and it was during a really tough time for me. And, I couldn't have been any prouder. And they're all continuing to dance, which, tick. Do you know what I mean? They're all falling in love with dance. Kirsty, she's continuing. Rich is asking me, can I go up and teach him and his wife to dance together?
Wow.
Yeah, so...
It's had a massive impact on their lives, then.
Absolutely, they are falling in love with dance, and I couldn't have asked for any more. And we become like a really close family as well. Yeah, absolutely. Like, just for me, this whole series is just everything I love. I get to teach dancing, choreograph dancing, watch them perform, and when they went out to perform for their big performance, all for a very different event. So from a wedding dance to the firefighters, I was so nervous. Do you know what I mean? I don't breathe, because I just want it to go so well for them. And it's a very different pressure to say Strictly, because for them this is like a really important milestone within their life that they're performing for.
Very personal, isn't it?
Yeah.
But the thing is, they pull it off really well.
Yes.
But you don't let them slack at all. I mean, you're lovely, obviously, but you're quite a tough teacher. Are you like that all the time?
Do you know what? I change myself for each of my students, or like celebrities on Strictly.
Yeah.
I adapt my teaching skills to their personality and what I think is going to get the best out of them. So sometimes I've got to be a little bit strict, and I know all the kids from my dance school at home going, she's strict.
Yeah.
It all depends, do you know what I mean? I think it depends on the moment, and if I think it's going to get the best out of them at the end of the day, because I want them to go out and be utterly amazing and super proud, of what they've achieved. But not everybody can take that approach. So sometimes I need to be soft, Amy, gentle, Amy, and sometimes that Welsh dragon does need to come out.
Great.
Sound like the
you
perfect
breathe fire,
coach.
Amy.
Yeah, sounds like the perfect coach. It was a real team effort, this whole show, wasn't it? You had to call on some of your Strictly friends as well to help you out at times.
oh, do you know what? They came to the rescue because obviously I did get diagnosed with breast cancer whilst we started the series, and I gave them the call and...
Amazing.
Oh, do you know what? It added to it, do you know what I mean? And it was a lovely surprise for each of the contributors as well. Diane came along, Graziano, Carlos, Oti. Oh, it was just, it was brilliant.
That kind of reiterates, doesn't it, that whole kind of like team, family thing that you built into when you were, on Strictly, and then it comes back, don't it? It's nice.
No, it absolutely does, and because you've been on the show, it's such, a family, the Strictly family. It really is. We
100%.
go to each other for everything. Do you know what I mean?
And when it really mattered, they were there.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Now then, Jeanette says, we've had so many messages, Amy. Jeanette says, I really admire your positive attitude and determination.
And we've got another one in here for you, Amy, from Helen. She says, Amy is my favourite on Strictly and she dances like a princess.
Thank you.
Well done.
So kind. Thank you.
All right, Dare to Dance starts on Friday at 7:30 on BBC One in Wales and on iPlayer.
It was so good.
OK, still to come tonight, Nick Knowles takes us on a magical trip along the Mississippi. But first, it's All Rise for a brand new series that takes a look at our role of the jury in a murder trial.
Yes, in a moment, we'll be calling to the stand former Chief Crown Prosecutor Nazir Afzal, who features in the series. But before we do, here's the evidence of what's in store.
We reenact an actual murder trial word for word.
Never would have believed I was capable of doing this.
The jury is made up of real people.
I believe that there are two sides to every story.
But there's not just one jury, there's two, each unaware of each other.
Is it crocodile tears or not?
I wanted to give him a hug.
One trial.
Was he playing us?
Two juries.
Definitely murder.
Will they reach the same verdict?
If I believe manslaughter and not murder, I'm going to fight for that, which means it's going to get lively.
I don't want to do this anymore.
Do you find the defendant guilty or not guilty?
Justice might be served.
Let's welcome Nazir Afzal. Hi, Nazir. Evening. This is a fascinating series, isn't it? So it's a real-life murder case reenacted, and then two juries deliberating then on what they think the outcome should be. Why? Tell us a bit about the case and why this series is so groundbreaking.
Well, the case is very straightforward. It's a husband allegedly killing his wife. He claims that he lost control and therefore he should be guilty of manslaughter rather than murder. That's relatively straightforward. The groundbreaking nature of this is because we don't get to see what's inside a jury room. It's secret, deliberation. In fact, it's against the law for a juror to talk about the case that they were involved in. It's against the law to observe what they do. So this is a completely secret environment upon which our whole legal system is built. We've had the jury system for about 1,000 years now. And all our most important, our most serious cases are dealt with by juries. And that's why here you get an insight, even though it's artificial. And the reason it's artificial is because you can't do it legally. Here you get an insight into what happens in a jury room where 24 people, 2 lots of 12, are running through the case, deciding whether or not they have understood the evidence and deciding what their verdict should be. It's very much more traitors' roundtable than it is 12 Angry Men, but nonetheless, it gives you an insight that you wouldn't have otherwise.
And your role, Nazir, in this series is actually to observe the jurors, isn't it, as they deliberated, which is something that, as you mentioned, usually happens behind closed doors. We get to see it.
Yes.
Were you surprised by some of the behaviour that you got to see?
I've been very fortunate during my career. Thousands of juries have been very fair, have deliberated diligently and reached verdicts based on the evidence. However, I've come across lots of jurors over my time publicly who've come up to me and said, I would never, ever be a juror again because of, quote, what happened in that room.
Really?
But they're not allowed to tell you what happened in that room. And so this is in a nutshell, you're seeing what does happen. These are 24 people who don't know each other. They don't even know there's another group of 12 dealing with this. They're applying their minds to the case. They're bringing their biases, their prejudices, which apparently they're not supposed to do, but they do.
It's human beings
do that. And as a consequence, they then reach a verdict. And, we can learn a great deal. We should actually, Alex, Jermaine, have some proper research in this area, but the law does not allow that to happen. The research we have, unfortunately, isn't very complimentary about juries. It suggests that 1 in 3, 1 in 4 jury decisions would not have been agreed by the judge or by another jury sat in the same room. So there are inconsistencies. we build our whole system around the jury, therefore we need to be satisfied that it works as effectively as we want it to.
Absolutely, that is scary stats, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, really scary. So what would you like to see change with the current system we have right now?
Well, the sad thing is, following what I just said, there are people in prison who shouldn't be, and there are people who should be in prison that aren't. That's quite a significant thing. We need to look internationally. Firstly, let's have some research, find out what actually happens in the room. But look internationally. If you watch a Swedish noir film, you'll never see a jury. They don't do it in Sweden. We built the jury system. We sold it to the world. The world said, thank you very much. We will do something differently. That should have given us pause for thought. Yeah. Maybe we need to look at our own systems. Do we have a combination of judges and jurors? Do we have a combination of jurors with some experts? There's different ways of approaching this, and we need to think about those.
Yeah, well, at least this will open the doors for conversation around it.
I hope people watch this. I hope they, when they get the letter saying go to a jury, they go to a jury. It's a really important public duty. But I hope the professionals, the practitioners, the lawyers, the judges, they see we can do things differently.
Great.
Yeah.
Oh, brilliant. Thank you very much, Nazir. Really interesting. Definitely worth a watch. Right, the jury murder trial starts tonight, 9 o'clock on Channel 4.
Now, in just a moment, we'll be catching up with Nick Knowles. But first... Did I do my own fanfare?
I don't know,
I did.
yeah, wow.
Some exciting news about the BBC's 500-word story writing competition. Now, this week, 50 finalists, along with their parents and carers, will join Her Majesty Queen Camilla for the grand final at Buckingham Palace, which will be showcased in a special one show next Thursday. It
will indeed. Now, 6 celebrity readers will be bringing the winning stories to life. We've already revealed Oti Mabuse and Hugh Bonneville, and earlier today, 2 more were announced.
Yes, joining us at the Palace will be award-winning singer Olivia Dean and star of Beauty and the Beast and The Hobbit, Luke Evans.
And here's what they had to say.
Cannot wait to join all of the 500-word finalists at Buckingham Palace. We're going to be sharing our love of reading and celebrating all the amazing young writers.
The stories are amazing, and I can't wait to read one of them. See you soon.
Oh, a couple of names there.
Absolutely. And do you know what? You can join in at home. All the stories making the final 50 can be found at bbc.co.uk/500 words. The address is there. So have a read and find out if the judges pick your favourite next Thursday on The One Show.
Good luck. Right, time now to talk to Nick Knowles about his adventure of a lifetime along the Mississippi River. Here's what he got up to.
Welcome to my new big adventure.
Makes me feel like an easy rider. I love it.
This is an epic trip by air, by road and river along the length of the Mississippi. What a journey.
And it's big. I mean, really big. You try driving it sometime. It's a great adventure.
Please welcome Nick Knowles. Welcome to the show, Nick. Right, so why the Mississippi, and what makes it so fascinating?
So I've been backwards and forwards to America quite a lot, and it's a place that we visit as tourists quite a lot from the UK, but we tend to go to the coast. So we go to San Francisco or LA, or on this side New York, or maybe down to the south to Miami and places along the south coast. But the Mississippi runs straight through the middle of the country, right through 10 states, and you get to see an America that you don't see anywhere else.
It's a very, very big adventure, obviously, because it does go right through the country. What was the highlights for you then?
There are all kinds of different things. I mean, like, for example, going through Memphis, there's the standard, that's Elvis. We go to Sun Studios, where I'm standing on the spot where Elvis recorded his first song. And so they go, do you want to play a song? And yeah.
Did you feel inspired, Nick?
No, I'm terrible, but that's not but that's not the point. I mean, it's like I always think with these things, leave your dignity at home. Just get on with it and have a go at everything you're given the opportunity to have a go at. And then later on, I get a chance to. There's this fantastic road that runs alongside the Mississippi, the Great River Road, and I join a bunch of bikers, outlaw. Well, they're in-law bikers actually, because like your last guest, they're actually judges and barristers.
Wow! So
they're in-laws rather than outlaws. But to ride a Harley Davidson alongside the Mississippi, and I've ridden bikes all my life, and that was one of the most. I was smiling so wide. The director said it was like I had a flip-top head. Yeah. But there's great things to find along the way, and you get in amongst it. I mean, Harley Davidson and Elvis are two really well-known parts. So of course, you've got all the amazing stuff, with the Freedom Riders and Jackson, and the tale of the enslaved people out of places like Hannibal, which was the birthplace of the Tom Sawyer writer, obviously. Mark Twain. but also was a huge slavery market as well. And that's where we got the expression sold down the river.
Yeah.
When you're sold down the river in business, they were literally sold and sent down the river to the plantations.
Yeah.
And the most extraordinary thing when you stand there is the other bank is a state that was free. So they could see freedom, but couldn't get to it.
God, it looks stunning there, doesn't it?
It's amazing.
I mean, it's such a vast river and a famous river, and as you said, you got Harley Davidson, Elvis, and there's so much kind of for you to kind of enjoy. Was it really important to you though to kind of feel that other side to Mississippi, which you've just kind of touched on there, along the lines of like the slavery and the history which surrounds the area in particular?
Absolutely, because these stories, you kind of think you know these stories.
Yeah. But I've seen them in like films and stuff like that.
Exactly that, and songs. Like on the way here, I was listening on the radio to "Walking in Memphis," which of course is all of these songs. "Big Wheel Keep on Turning," "Proud Mary Keep on Burning." That's actually about a riverboat. So you've got all those things as well. But to actually go to somewhere like Jackson, where Medgar Evers, an amazing man who was just literally getting the black community to sign up to vote. They had their right to vote, and he was just teaching them how to do it. Brilliant. He was assassinated on his front lawn in front of his family.
Oh my
just
goodness.
because he was getting people to vote.
Yeah.
And we're not talking, this is like
not that long
the year
ago.
I was born. We're talking only within one lifetime ago. And, and it's mind-blowing. And so you get difficult things like that. And then there's an amazing chef called Sean who was at down in Minneapolis who has built a restaurant. He was sort of French-trained chef, but then created a restaurant that only sells stuff that was in the Americas before the Europeans turned up. So he does Michelin star type food out of all the indigenous sort of elk and turkey and huckleberries. Who knew a huckleberry was an actual berry? Fantastic food.
I didn't. Huckleberry Finn. That's all I know about huckleberry.
But it's actually a berry, like a raspberry, but was sort of really perfumed. So, and talking to him about representing his culture as well, that indigenous culture is...
Yeah.
So there's so many amazing stories along the way.
It sounds like a brilliant, brilliant adventure for you and a brilliant watch for us. But is that where the beards come from? Because there's an elephant in the room here. Nobody's talking about it.
Nearly.
There's a new look, Nick, going on.
Well, there's two things with it. One is I'm not actually doing any filming for a while. I'm doing some writing and things. And so I had the chance to grow a beard. And actually, weirdly, for men, you get a chance to grow a beard. Like, I'll grow one. I can't wear it. I can't have a beard like this when I'm filming. So that was one thing. And the other thing is a friend asked me to do some acting. And years ago, I've been in TV 40 years now. When I started out, I started doing a bit of acting. And I've been asked in between. Now I've got a bit of space, so I've said yes to play a part.
Looks all right, Nick. Looks all right.
Thank you very much.
We like
it.
It. Good on you. Good on you.
Well, the Mighty Mississippi starts on Thursday, 9 o'clock on Channel 5. Also, we should just say that Amy's Dare to Dance starts on Friday, 7 o'clock, not 7:30, as we said earlier, on BBC One Wales and on iPlayer. That's it for tonight. Thank you to all our guests for joining us.
Tomorrow we'll be back with this morning's shows, Billy Crudup, Natalie Cassidy and Joanna Page. Have a good evening. Good night.
Bye.